quick look at ladders and ladder safety. So obviously the typical ones are never overreach. You should never overreach on a ladder. Always make sure it's level on secure ground. If you are working on your own, then if you've nothing to anchor it with, then a bag of sand over the last rung, just drooped over, should be good enough. Also, footwear. Whenever you're working on ladders, you never want a smooth pair of shoes. Okay? Have something with a heel, because when these become wet, your foot can slip through. That heel will save you. When erecting a ladder, never fully extend it. There should be a metre between the hooks on the rung and the guides on the rails. So I've got 4 rungs. Never go past the 3rd one. But the smaller this joint becomes, the weaker the ladder becomes overall. And then you start to put stress on the guides and the hooks. So now this is under 1/2 metre. I've got 1 rung, so that's bad. Should be down there. That's where the hooks are at the minute. But the angle of the ladder should be every 4 up, 1 out. So 4 metres up, 1 metre out. 8 metres up, 2 metres out. When the ladder is in position and you do need to anchor it, then you're either going to lash on a rope and anchor it to the floor, or like I say, a bag of sand drooped over the end. But if you do put that sandbag there, or you do have anything anchoring, remember it's there, because even a trip from that tread at the bottom can give you serious injury. So remember, if there's anything there, coming down your ladder, always look. If you're unsure about the angle that your ladder should be at, and you don't want to be measuring, then with a D-rung, these are simply angled. So when you set your ladder, as long as these are flat, then you have a good idea of the angle of your ladder. They shouldn't be tipping forward and they shouldn't be tipping back. That needs to be flat. You can see at the minute it's tipping back. When climbing a ladder, it should be 3 on, 1 off. So whether that's 1 hand on and 2 feet on, or 2 hands on and 1 foot on. Never use a ladder on a windy day, and never leave an unattended ladder, whether it be in the wind or not. A ladder that's erected unattended is a dangerous ladder. If you are going to leave a ladder unattended, or you do need to leave a ladder in position for a certain length of time, lash a plank to it when you're not using it. That stops adventurous children. Then safety, generally, beyond use of it, is then you're looking at the age of the ladder. And then with an aluminium ladder, you want to be looking for any stressing around any of the rungs, any cracks that are appearing. The ladder, when it's on the wall, when you're climbing it, wants to be quite rigid. If you're getting side movement in the ladder, then it could be down to some of these rungs starting to become loose. Around the rail guides, I'd be looking for any stressing in the metal, any weakness around where it's joined. Is it secure? Also these hooks, making sure that they're secure, there's no movement whatsoever, no stressing or cracking anywhere. On the insides, I'd be looking at any stressing around the rail where the rung joins. So overall, this ladder is in pretty good nick. Looking a bit grubby, but like I say, it's over 30 years old and it's been well used. Probably don't find these around now anymore. Maybe the odd one stored somewhere. And with these rungs as well, I've never really seen a rung as good as one of these. So the inner forms a hex, and then the outer, like I say, is more like a D rung. So some good engineering gone into them rungs. Proves it for the age that this ladder is. So when a ladder gets so old, make sure you check it over periodically. Generally when I do this, it's at the beginning of each season, or if I get the ladder out over winter, if I need to, just have a little look over. Doesn't take 2 minutes. With a wooden ladder, it's slightly different. You want to be checking the hooks. You also want to be checking the guides for the rails, just check if they're loose. Overall, again, check if there's side movement when you're using the ladder. Rungs. When it comes to rungs on a wooden ladder, what you will find is they will have a piece of metal, a tie running through, which will sit on the outer ear. That generally holds the ladder together. You'll have one underneath every rung. Now, with a wooden ladder, you're going to get rot. So anything that's been laid up where it's wet needs to be checked over. And with a wooden ladder, the areas that are really prone for it are, again, around the rungs. Moisture in the ladder, you'll have end grains and it draws the moisture and it will sit wetter in this area. So, for an old ladder, you can just along the rail with a key, just test for soft areas. Split the ladder, lie it on the floor, and each rung, just walk up and down, just bouncing on it. Don't jump on it, just bounce it. If they're gonna go, they're gonna go. And just do that. Better to check it on the floor, and if it breaks on the floor, no problem, get rid of the ladder. If it breaks up there, it's a lot worse, it can send you down. The wire that runs through will probably save you from going through all the way, but still, depending on what you're doing and you stand on that rung, you can fall. If it's your own ladder and you're the only one who uses it and you know the full history of it, then it's a lot easier. If you buy a second-hand ladder or you borrow a ladder from somebody, then they're the checks you need to be doing. Stay safe.